Hey, it's Midnight Raven, and today I want to show you one of the cheesiest music collections the world has ever seen. So, I own a lot of CDs. Now, CDs have probably gone out with the iPod and the iPhones and the iGive-ups, but I still have my collection, and I thought I would share it with you. So, let's take a look. So I can't really pick the box up, and it looks like this. This is full of, I want to say, cheese. Now, I spent many years of my youth collecting. If you're wondering why I'm looking up, I'm trying to have eye contact, but my laptop is still broken. It's still causing me problems. So I'm going to try my best to look into the camera, so do forgive me if I don't, and I look up to make sure I'm in the right place. So basically, now discs, back in the day, oh, the good old days, really popular. So I thought I would share some of my now cheese, as I call it. So things like this. Now 47. What are we on now? Now 100 and something? Are we on like a now 100? And this is like now 47. So this is going right the way back to the cheesy days of music, like Robbie Williams, Rock DJ. We had All Saints, Pure Shore. Okay, it's not going back. It's going back to 2000, which in hindsight isn't very far. Only 19 years, but I don't know. It's like they've churned out like millions of these, like one after the other. I have Now 76. That was a good one. We had the Katy Perry, Snoop Dogg, California. Very risque video for that one. We had Scouting for Girls, This Ain't a Love Song. So there were some really good songs. This again was 2010. So we jumped quite a lot. They do bring out like 2, 3, 4 of these a year. I do have some other cheesy music. I have the Madonna's Immaculate Collection. This was all her best songs at the time. Holiday, Celebration, Material Girl, like a Virgin and stuff. So I was born in the cheese age, sort of the 80s. So I've got Kevin and Perry Go Large. Can you get more cheese than that? Like, yeah, ooh. Is that really a language? But apparently it is. Kevin and Perry Go Large was also a movie. I've got, now that's what I call 42, so we're going right the way back now. In hindsight, if you asked a kid in like 20 years' time what a CD is, they've probably never even seen one. So we're going right the way back now. Again, songs on here were like Robbie Williams, Strong. You had Fatboy Slim, Praise You, The Cardigans, Erase. So this was one of the furthest I've got. I've got Now 50. I don't know if these are actually worth anything because I have like all the discs and they are virtually immaculate condition. My discs are literally on point when it comes to the condition. So this one had Kylie Minogue, Get You Out of My Head, Westlife's Uptown Girl. So that was kind of a turning point, that one, for music, I feel. Now 62 wasn't too bad. We had Sugar Babes, Push the Button, Pussycat Dolls, Don't Ya. So it was when the Pussycat Dolls were coming in and taking over. Girls Aloud, Biology, Black Eyed Peas were doing really well at that time as well. Now 67, again, we had Rihanna and Jay-Z's Umbrella, which was a smash hit. Snow Patrol, Signal Fire, Maroon 5, Makes Me Wonder. You had Mika doing all his Love Today and Big Girl, You're Beautiful and stuff like that. So it wasn't a bad year. Then we've got my Amy Winehouse. Absolutely love Amy Winehouse. Definitely an artist taken in her prime. Her Back to Black album is just, it's not cheese, but she didn't get a good rep. So listening to it sort of becomes cheese. Got Now 66, again in good condition. We had Grace Kelly, Sugar Babes, Walk This Way. They did a collab with Girls Aloud at the time. We had The Fray, How to Save a Life, which was a really touching song back then. I absolutely loved The Fray. Pity they didn't do better. Then we had Now 90, so one of the more recent ones. We had Uptown Funk, Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud. This was probably one of the last ones I believe I've recently bought. I kind of stopped buying them. I got Now 59. This was a weird year. We had Maroon 5 coming in with She Will Be Loved. We had David Bedingfield with Nothing Hurts Like This. We had Robbie Williams again with Radio. Busted with Thunderbirds A Go. It was a very mishmash year. Then we have some cheese. We've got Jerry Halliwell's Schizophonic, her album, basically the best one she did, and one of the ones she did after leaving the Spice Girls. It was her first album. So then we have some more cheese. We have Britney Spears. Anyone that owns Britney Spears is technically cheese. It's I'm a Slave, and that it was one of her more beautifully decorated ones. Again, pure cheese. Pure cheese. So some of these are what we'd like to call guilty pleasures. So I have Michael Jackson's History. This is the entire collection of his History album. So this has got everything from Billie Jean, Scream, Money, Come Together, Bad. And it was the 2 compact discs, Michael Jackson's History, Past, Present and Future, 15 Greatest Hits plus 15 brand new songs. So that was, at the time, that was a really good set to have. Then I had Britney Spears' Baby One More Time, her first album. Oh, reliving the cheese, are we? Cheese. I did Hit Me Baby One More Time for my GCSEs. I played it on the flute. Going back now, 37. Oh, move over 42. I have 37. We are going right the way back now. This is 1997. Days gone by. And this was Hanson's Mbop, Wet Wet Wet, If I Never See You Again. We had Ultra Nates Free. That was basically when I used to go clubbing. I think that's possibly one of the oldest I have. We have Now 65. This had the Scissor Sisters, I Don't Feel Like Dancing. It had Shakira and Wyclef Jean's Hips Don't Lie, which was a banger of a tune during that summer. Now 63, we have Put Your Records On, Pussycat Dolls with Will I Am. We had Robbie Williams with Advertising Space, which is a classic of Robbie Williams. It's not one that gets a lot of light, but I liked his Advertising Space song. I have tons of them, just to let you know. Now 86 seems to have fallen out. Got Now 41. This was going back. This was Boyzone No Matter What when they were still together. Robbie Williams' Millennium, unfortunately, that he'd gone off on his own. You had Ace of Base, Life is a Flower, and again, going right the way back. That one isn't cheese. My hymn albums are not cheese. Neither is the Rasmus. I had Michael Jackson's Bad album again. Cheese. People might say to have Michael Jackson nowadays. A lot of people don't like to own Michael Jackson, which is fair enough. Now 64 wasn't a bad year. We had Nella Furtado with Man Eater. Lily Allen did Smile. Black Eyed Peas did Pump It, which is a favourite at most parties nowadays. 77 wasn't a bad year. We had Rihanna, Only Girl. Katy Perry brought out Firework. Cheryl Cole did Promise Me This. And you had Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are. We had some really good songs on there. Again, more Britney Spears, her Oops, I Did It Again album. The one after the original, Baby One More Time. We have Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, which I believe is my son's. Teenage Dream, Firework, bit of cheese for you. We have Now 89. This was Meghan Trainor's All About the Bass, which became such a hit when I was on holiday. We had the girls, Jessie J, Ariana Grande, and Nicki Minaj doing Bang Bang. So that was a good year. Very noisy year for music. Now 44, again going back when they didn't put so many songs. This one only had 21 songs. They usually have, nowadays they've got like 40, but this was one of their smaller ones. This was, there basically hadn't been a lot out that year. You had Justin Timberlake's Sexy Back, Pink did Hulu, Nelly Furtado did Promiscuous. It wasn't a very big year for music. In fact, it was probably one of the smallest we'd had for a while. They only did a very small album for that one, surprisingly. Now 55 was a great year. We had R. Kelly's Ignition. We had Busted, You Said No. We had Girls Aloud, No Good Advice. And we also had Tattoo, Not Gonna Get Us. I haven't played these in like years. They are in like mint condition. Now 47, again, it wasn't a double disc. It was only a single. We only had 21 songs. We had Fergie's Big Boys Don't Cry, Gwen Stefani's In the Morning, and one of my favourite songs of that year was Enrique Iglesias' Do You Know, known as the Ping Pong song, because right in the beginning of the song, it sounded like he was literally dropping a ping pong. Then we have Now 48, again, they only did a single disc, and this was Maroon 5 Won't Go Without You, Avril Lavigne's Hot, Britney Spears' Piece of Me, again, lacking in music that year. Then we have Britney Spears In the Zone. I literally own nearly everything she's done. If you want some more cheese, how about Steps? Oh my god, why do I own this? My childhood, yes, I was a goth, but did I listen to music? Yeah. 73 was Lady Gaga's Poker Face. Oh my god, the landing of Lord Gaga and Lady Gaga herself, Poker Face. Cascada's Evacuate the Dance Floor, Beyonce's Halo, good year for music. 58 wasn't too bad. We had Lola's theme from Shapeshifters, we had Khaleesi's Trick Me, Britney Spears' Every Time, and not forgetting Kylie Minogue's Chocolate. So not a bad year, not a bad year. Wasn't a great year, must admit. And you got Now, that's what I call 30. Oh my god, 30. Jeez. This is like awesome cheese. That's what I call 30. This had All For You, Janet Jackson, I'm Like a Bird, Nelly Furtado, What Took You So Long, Emma Bunton. Can you believe I own that? That's like the oldest one I own. I honestly believe it is. This is Now 38. This had Chumbawamba's Thumb Thumping, which has become a football hit of all time. Spice Girls, Spice Up Your Life. You had Boyzone's Picture of You. You had Eternal, Angel of Mine. There are some really good songs on here. I hope to cover some of them eventually on my channel when I get round to it. Let's see if we have any Now discs before we show you some other cheese that I own. So another Now disc I own is Now 68. This was Leona Lewis's Bleeding Love. That was one of her first solo songs. We had Take That to Rule the World. We had Sugar Babes, About You Now. We had Kanye West, Stronger. So Kanye was putting himself on the map as such. Now 68. Again, I own 2 copies of that. Someone bought a copy, even though I already owned it, so I ended up with 2. We have Now 75, which was again a good year for Lady Gaga. She had Bad Romance coming out. She had the Black Eyed Peas. We had Alicia Keys coming out with Empire State of Mind. Proper tunes coming out. Ooh, we have Now 36. Again, it was only a single disc that year. We had Outcasts, Hey Ya, Black Eyed Peas, Shut Up, Rachel Stevens, Sweet Dreams, My LAX. Again, it was a very poor year. There were not enough songs to do one. And number 30 now has to move over because I own Now 28. Oh, which was again a one disc due to not having enough songs. So we had Bon Jovi's It's My Life, Sonic, It Feel Good, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again, and InSync's Bye Bye Bye, which was a awesome puppet video, if I remember. I believe they were puppets in it. Let's see if we have any other Now discs. So we have Now 42. This again was only a one disc, and this was Coldplay's Talk, Mariah Carey's Got Your Number, Black Eyed Peas, My Humps. Again, it was a very poor year for music. Now 44 became a two disc. This had Baby One More Time, Shania Twain, That Don't Impress Me Much. We had Eiffel 65, Blue Dabba D. We had ones from Robbie, Mel C had gone off and done her Northern Star. Everything Falls Over. Now 53. We have DJ Sammy with Heaven, Last Ketchup. We had Sugar Babes, Round Round. We had Darius with Colorblind. We had Busted as well. Busted had really come into their own at that point. Then we had Now 88. Again, we had Ed Sheeran Sing, George Ezra's with Budapest. We had Sigma with Nobody to Love. Again, not a bad year. I have Now 78, which is falling apart. But it does have Bruno Mars, Grenade, and Jessie J, Do It Like a Dude, Price Tag as well. Sometimes my kids get hold of my stuff. And, well, you know, kids will be kids. We have Now 39. Again, this was a two disc. This was when All Saints came out with Never Ever. It was their first song. We had Lighthouse Family with High. Janet Jackson was big at the time. Natalie Imbruglia was big at the time as well with Torn, which I always sing along to every time I hear it. Now 56 came out at Christmas. This is Black Eyed Peas, Where Is the Love? You had Kylie Minogue, Slow. You had Elton John's Are You Ready for Love? Justin Timberlake's Rock Your Body, where he was making a really good, I suppose you could call it, comeback after having a bit of a lull. So the oldest Now disc I own is Now 28, which is awesome. And then we just have some extra cheese. We have the Christmas album, just extra cheese to add. We have things like Steps Buzz album, which was not one of their best albums. I have Hits 99. Do you remember Hits? They were trying to rival Now discs at the time, but they just weren't getting it. And this is Hits 99. This has got Share, Believe, Roller Coaster by Bewitched, Until the Time is Through by Five, and The Cause, and that were on that one. Hits 2000 again, Fly With Me, Westlife, TLC's I'm Pretty. The hits did try and compete. Then you had things like Pop Party that tried to compete as well. Everyone tried to overtake Now as the big thing for music. So you've got Now Pop 6, which had things like Sugar Babes Girls. Pop 3 had Black Eyed Peas, Let's Get It Started. You got Pop 5, which had Gwen Stefani and Akon, The Sweet Escape, which I absolutely love that song. We had Pop 2, which had Busted, Crash the Wedding. And then when they couldn't beat the Now disc, you then got Smash Hits, which was a magazine back then, and I don't know if they still have a magazine. But this was Smash Hits 2002. They had Liberty X on there, Sugar Babes, Kylie Minogue and Ronan Keating. They tried their hands at knocking Now off the top, and that didn't work. Then I had Pop Party, Christina Aguilera, Ain't No Other. Smash Hits tried again and lost. This was S Club 7, Blue, and Liberty X. They tried 2002 again. Then they came out with huge hits to try and rival them. This was Beyonce's Crazy in Love, The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love again. Still didn't get up to where the Now discs were. Then you got something a bit different. You got things like specific ones, like you got the 90s came out, which was just 90s music. So you got YouTube, Boyzone, All Saints, and that. Then they tried top hits again. This was more going into like dance music. So you had things like Sasha and Anna Lee too, and you know, Dr. Peter Project, and they tried to cut into the dance world. And then to do that, they did things like Dance Train, if anyone remembers Dance Train. These were like Khaleesi's Get Out There, Delirium Silence, Venga Boys, Sasha, Alice DJ, trying to break into the dance ones to have on disc. So they were called the Dance Train. And then when the Dance Train didn't work, they brought out things like Now That's What I Call Running came out when fitness and that became a big thing. So I picked this up, and this had things like Kate Perry's Fireworks, Rizzle Kicks, Tiny Temper, Jay-Z, Shakira, and all that. This was meant to be a workout disc, and there's 3 discs there. And then after all of that failed, they then brought out EDM to try and rival things like Now discs and that. And EDM, it was electronic dance music. This has things like Swedish House Mafia, Avicii, Bastille, Calvin Harris, which were coming into popularity and are still popular. Obviously, Swedish House Mafia are no more, but you still have Avicii and Calvin Harris and many, many others. And then the last cheese I own are things like Bee Gees. Always loved the Bee Gees. I've got their collection. One of my partner's favourite discs was this one, which was, what's her name? Narina Palto, which he loved. And he used to love the song Everybody's Going to War. And then the cheesiest thing that I possibly own is this. I own Lord of the Dance. I love the music, the dancing, I love the theatre. I love everything about Lord of the Dance. People think goths just have to listen to goth music. We don't just sit there and listen to metal all day and headbang. We do actually listen to music that has lyrics and words that anyone can listen to. You don't just have to be like a heavy rocker to appreciate music of, you know, all genres. Okay, most of this is cheesy pop. Back then, Now was a big thing, and I wouldn't say bought into it, but I thought that maybe Now discs would eventually become worth something. They were a big thing back then. I don't know if any of these are actually worth anything, but I do have nearly every single Now disc. I don't own the entire collection. There are ones I have missed due to insufficient funds at the time. But if you like this video and you want to see more like this, I'm sorry if I've had to stare up at that. I hope you can see that my camera is buggered on my laptop and I'm having to use the telly because I actually have, I can't really show you, but I have no screen. It's black on my actual laptop. So usually I would use that and put it on a chair and see, but I can't see. So hopefully this was alright. If you like this video and want to see more crazy collections that I own, give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below your favourite year from the Now discs, or if you used to collect these, or even if you have some. and I'll see you soon for another video. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye.